Hey, so in the last devlog I basically said that I'm changing the whole game, the whole concept of the game, and right at the end I said that I've changed it again. I put all the information onto the Steam page, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out and wishlist the game if you find it interesting. But since then I have tweaked it a bit, once again. Well, not once, twice actually. So in the next iteration, I basically had the gameplay loop set up in a way where you would enter a hub, there you would choose a weapon, purchase upgrades, upgrade the weapon, do whatever, and then start the run. You would slay enemies that would be coming at you in waves. I kept this portion of the gameplay loop. Then you would sacrifice something and receive a reward, a new ability or something like that, and then you would transfer to a new level. I've changed it, so if I spawn in a level now, I'm gonna kill the enemies. There would be more waves, but for the demonstration of this, I have just one wave here, and there are these gates which are locked right now. But if I sacrifice, I choose whatever, it doesn't do anything just yet. Still need to program this, but now one of those gates opened. So each card you sacrifice would be tied to one of these gates. I need to add some icons or some visual indication which card is tied to which gate. So basically I wanted the player to choose where to go next. Right now the gates are all the same, but then instead of these orbs or inside of these orbs there would be different icons or something that would differentiate them, and also if there would be some bonus level or some special level, you could go to the visual, the visuals of the gate would be different. So then you enter the gate, transfer to a new level, the game crashes because I'm stupid and I made some, mistake, whatever. It doesn't work right now, but it's going to work eventually when I fix all the bugs. So then you would transfer to a new level and another one and another one. The layouts of the levels would be the same, but the enemies that would spawn there, some special conditions, some objects that would spawn there like traps or explosive barrels and stuff like that would be spawned randomly. And there would also be some bonus levels that would reveal some story content or something that normal levels wouldn't contain. So right now I have for each level 3 different variations. So this, for example, would be the first level, or this could be the first level, or this could be the first level. All of them are in various states of being completed. So when you would get through these levels, like there would be 3 or 4 regions and 3 or 4 levels in each region. Those levels would be picked from level sets, so different layouts of those levels. At the end of each region there would be a boss fight. So far I have done only one type of one boss. I would like to have different variations of each boss, but I don't know if I will have time to do this. Anyway, you might have noticed that there is no sound in the game, which is probably a bad decision on my part, because I decided to not do sound at all right now. I've basically pushed it somewhere into the future. I will regret that. I'm already regretting that decision, but yeah, it already happened and I still need to learn the new way the sound is done in Unreal Engine 5. Also, each of those regions would look differently. So this is an example of a level from the second region. There are those launch pads and it's more vertical level design. I want the gameplay to be slightly different in each level or in each region. So different enemies, different world objects like those boost pads, and of course different visual style. So I'm currently working on more levels for this level set. I have some ideas on the next one as well, so it should be something like this. Also, as you would be progressing through the game, the sacrifices would actually unlock new mechanics. So for example, if you would sacrifice legs, you then would have to keep moving or you would die. Basically, I would make the game harder, but not by removing something from the player. I wouldn't remove their legs, so they wouldn't be able to move, but I would force them to constantly be on the move. So those sacrifices would be there to make the game harder, but not less fun, basically. I know I haven't talked about enemies at all. I have about 6 types of enemies right now, plus the boss enemy type. I think I'm gonna talk about them some more in the future, since most of them aren't fleshed out yet. I think the most interesting one is this floating head with a cannon inside of its mouth. It's weird. It's a concept I stole from Elden Ring, so yeah, found some weird enemy there, liked it, and made this thing out of it. Also made some new weapons. One of them is this, I call it arm gun. It's sort of grenade launcher thing. Also, you can see that the interface now allows me to purchase upgrades to each weapon. I try to make the new abilities in a way that would somehow change the gameplay. For example, the default version of this arm gun would damage you if you would shoot the explosion too close to you. But if I would purchase all the upgrades, now it will launch me instead of harming me. So it would change the way you use the weapon and play with it. Another one is this horrible creature of a gun. It basically has this tank of blood or red liquid, which if it runs out, it starts damaging the player instead. And you can upgrade it to deal more damage when the tank is empty and all this stuff. It's weird. It's a weird gun. It's getting weirder and weirder, this game. Also, one more thing I wanted to mention is why I actually decided to make the levels this way. Since I was saying that making levels by hand would take a lot of time and I didn't want to do it. Well, I discovered that in Unreal 5 I can actually model like this. When I'm in modeling mode, I use cube grid, set up a size of those cubes, and basically play Minecraft here. Just play with cubes and build levels that way. I found it extremely fast. Then I just add some vines and some more detail. But yeah, this is basically the way I make levels now. So yeah, it's pretty amazing actually. It saves a lot of time since I don't need to keep jumping between Blender and Unreal or use the previous modeling tools that were available in Unreal. Those were quite slow and the whole mesh would update each time I would make any change, and it would lag for a few seconds, and it was a pain to work with. But I am really enjoying this way of making levels. So yeah, that's about it for this devlog. So let me know what you think about the game, and also let me know if you like this sort of show and tell format of videos better or worse than I was doing previously. Wishlist rose on Steam if you find it interesting, and see you in the next one. Bye!